Some would say that community is better than accountability, and I would call you a bullshitter. You need accountability because so many of you want to just be, let's be patted on the back and, you're doing great. No, most of the time you're not doing great. Most of the time you're doing a shit job and you need to do much better. And this can be seen in your relationships. This can be seen in your business. This can be seen in myself too. 2 weeks ago, I'm working 16 hours at the computer. Why the hell am I working 16 hours at the computer when I could get that same work done in 6? Because I was not efficient, because I didn't let my fellow brothers know that I was sitting at the computer that long to do work. I intended to just stay in isolation by myself, and I was just going to figure it out. But without that accountability, if you just have community, it can turn into a positive feedback loop of negative shit. It can turn into an echo chamber of rah, rah, we're so great, look at us, as we compare ourselves to one another. But in your accountability and in your community, it's not about you versus them. Where's the community compared to other communities? Where's that group of people compared to the people that are viewed at the high points in the industries that we want to be in, that we're in? I don't think native assets is something that you want to get to 100K and be done with it. I don't think that Powerline is something that AJ wants to just be, let's get 50 companies on and we're done.
Mm-hmm. And if I could for a moment, even today, when we were getting ready for the other episode, we saw a demonstration of him stretching his own belief system because, and I don't think there's any crazy information. He's had a lot of meetings over the last few weeks. And so what I postulated was that through one of those meetings with investors, he realized, he realized the value of what it is he's building and decided to make a change in the pricing structure that reflected his new appreciation for the value of Powerline. And so once again, and this is not some new thing, it's like he's had the pricing structure figured out for months. And so once again, to your point, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because it goes back to that age-old wisdom of, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the richest one in the room. You don't want to be the most in shape in the room. You don't want to be any superlative in the room because if you are the superlative in the room, it better be because you're talking to your mentors, right? And then you better be able to go to another room where you have, or your mentees, and you better be able to go to another room where you can talk to some mentors. And so by having that built around you of these people who can kind of not just pat you on the back, and just kind of make you love yourself. Everything's going exactly as it should. Nah, bro, you dropped the ball. You fucked up. Like, case in point, native assets foundations were supposed to be launched in end of March. It's July, right? And so none of y'all did it in an ugly way, but having these consistent accountability meetings, I knew every week.
Where the hell is foundation?
Hey, man, this is what we did, cuz. This is what we got done. And so there was still that pressure on myself, and I'm grateful for it because it allowed me to, one, not go on the extreme of where I'm now all self-defeating because I didn't hit my goal, and I give up on it like a little bitch. And I'm also not on the side of where it's like, all right, well, fuck everything else and fuck everybody, and y'all don't understand why it takes so. It's just like, look, this is what we're doing. This is what the goals are, feedback. And that can be a valuable framework in any area of somebody's life. And it can be good to have these, not idols and not anything that you're worshiping, but standards or goals, and that whole idea of even a vision board, of putting audacious things on there. Like I told y'all, early in the year, and I wasn't really speaking on it much. I was like, yeah, man, I'm about this Porsche. And it's like, Porsche? One of those type of cars? It's like, yeah.
$150 oil change.
And it's like, okay, reason I'm making that stretch as well in terms of what I feel is worth it or what quality I want to experience in my life is because I also am working and know that other areas of my life are going to grow to such an extent, or a Porsche to me makes no difference of a Porsche or if I'm getting what was a Chevy when I bought it several years ago. And so just having a cohesive way in which somebody is across the board stretching their imagination for what's possible with them, because I don't think it works very well if you only do it in one area. Right? I want to 10x how much money I make, which is probably what most people would want to do. You got to 10x your effort on being a good human being. You got to 10x your effort on your health. You have to 10x your effort on the type of relationships, the quality of relationships that you have Because then your whole energy is we 10x and don't let me limit you. Goddamn 1000x that bitch. Put a Google in front of it, right? Do what you got to do. But I find, as I think most people will, one area of your life greatly influences the other areas of your life. So if you can get them all on board, amen.